up on Sugarloaf you were looking at the height or elevation of the land, and you've come all the way down to Lyttelton Harbour here. And Paula, I remember you saying that the heights there are in relation to mean sea level. What's meant by mean sea level?
Well, we use sea level is because everybody knows where sea level is, and you can get to the water, you can find a height. The problem with using sea level is that you have high tide and low tide. So mean sea level is an average of the highs and lows over a long period of time, which happens to be about 18.6 years.
Okay, so it's an average level, not just a grumpy sea. So finding mean sea level, how's that measured?
Well, we have this series of network of tide gauges throughout New Zealand. So we're standing right in front of the Lyttelton tide gauge right here. So it's an electronic one. So back in the day, they used to send someone out at a regular basis to actually measure the tide on a ruler sitting on the side of a wharf. But now we've got automatic equipment that comes and will broadcast or send the tide levels to a computer. So that's very handy. What it does is it measures the surface, the sea level. It sends a signal down from the top of the wharf and measures the distance and the height of the tide.
Okay, so given that there was a whole lot of shaking that went on here at the port, very close to Christchurch, in fact the epicentre was just over there, what happened to the tide gauge?
Well, the tide gauge was fine. It still continues to measure. It is on a wharf, so there was a little bit of an uplift, and that is measured by another piece of scientific equipment called GPS. You will have heard of the Global Positioning System. So that's sitting up on the roof, and from GPS we were able to see that there was some uplift, and that is confirmed by a lot of marks around the area that have a specific height on them. And so we're able to go further enough away outside of the area where the heights were affected by the earthquake and measure and confirm the height measured by the GPS system.
Oh, I see, and find that change in height. Okay, so you've got some diagrams there. How do they relate to the tide gauge?
So I've actually got this from the Met Service, which is quite interesting. So it's a prediction. So we can use historical data to predict what the tide's going to be doing. So if you want to go to the beach and you want a little bit of sand, you know that the height of the tide isn't going to be covering, the water isn't going to be covering the sand. So what this is a plot of the highs and the lows of the water.
So very handy geospatial information, giving you your tide tables so you know when to go to the beach.